Okay, I will do a short presentation of this pedal. This is a prototype. I made it for myself, but I wonder if people would be interested in it. So in the end of the video, if you thought it's a cool device, just say it. I need your feedback to know whether it's important to produce it or if I just keep it for myself. So it's a switcher. It switches pedal loops, and also so there is 4 pedal loops. For each loop you go in and out of some pedals and you come back here, and it will automatically switch on each loop or bypass it. There is the input, the output. There is a Midi out capability, and here is missing another jack, which will be a stereo jack to change the channels of a guitar amp. So on the front there is an encoder switch and a screen, and here are 6 switches that will allow to access the loop status and the amp relay status, and then there is 3 foot switches. So I wanted to keep it simple. I'm going to plug it right now. I needed some simple tool. I needed it small. As you can see from the timeline here, it's smaller than the timeline, but you have to think that there will be jack in the rear panel. Anyway, I made it small, so there is only 4 loops. I don't need much more. So this screen is a song screen. It has 2 modes. The first one is actually the config mode. In config mode, I name it config, but it's also a preset. This is a status of your pedal board at some time, and you can store 1996 presets. These presets are made of the loop status that you can see here, so you can switch on and off loops, or the relay of your amp. And then there is a menu, so you can change the name if you want of this preset. There is a tempo, which is a MIDI clock sync. It will send clock syncs to any MIDI device. You can set a tempo, or you can leave it empty if you don't want clock syncs to be sent. And then you have 8 MIDI messages which will be sent each time you load that preset. So here I'm just changing on channel 1, saying I want a program change, but I've made a small MIDI implementation. You can set a program change. You can set up not on, aftertouch, control changes, program changes, channel pressure, pitch bend, or nothing, and not off. So you can do a lot of stuff in MIDI actually. So for now I will stick with the program change. So now as you can see, I can browse my presets. Here's another one. And this other presets, I have a program change 2 on channel 1. Actually the timeline is plugged in on channel 1. So this actually changes the preset of the timeline. So each time a preset is loaded, it will send the MIDI messages to all your MIDI devices, here the timeline, and set up the loops. You can browse also your configs with the foot switches. But the most interesting thing is when you're done with that, you set up multiple configs and then you get back to the song screen. Here what you have are songs. You can load up to 64 songs, and each song will be made from 1 to 16 configs. So the idea here is that when you're playing, you just have to change the presets of a song. So For example, I've set up this song with 5 presets. If you need, you can change them from one of the presets you've made previously. But then when you're ready, you go back to the song menu and you enter the play mode. And here you can then browse all your 5 presets. The idea behind that is, instead of going one preset to another, you just bulk them into songs. And when you play, you just have to push the next button. Like, you're playing this song called Song 0, and you first have the intro with the flange on, and then you get to there where you got a second part with a short reverb, and then a third part with a detune, and then, I don't know, another part with the same detune, but your amp is on the distortion channel or lead channel, and get back to another thing with a wide delay, and then just cycle in these things. So that's about it. Just one thing. As we scroll, we can see that I've activated the MIDI clock sync. So on song 0, the flange presets have a 60 BPM sync. On short R1, it has a 120 BPM sync. And then the next one does not sync. So the timeline will resume the 2 BPM it have in memory. So it's pretty cool. I haven't tried it live yet, but I have to program the whole thing. It also has a override menu, kind of. It means like if you're at your rehearsal or jamming with someone and you want to have access to all your pedals without the need to browse the presets that are in the pedal, just override the thing, and then in override mode you can control your amp with these 2 switches, and all your loops will be on, meaning that you will have to control your pedals as if you don't have the pedal right now. You can exit that, and there is another thing that I've yet to implement something. It's the dump screen, and when you get there, the idea is to connect to a software on your computer, because there is a USB output, so you can plug the pedal on your computer, download your configuration on the software of your computer, and then program it from there, and then program back from your computer the pedal. So this is a prototype, so I'm not sure whether I sell it or not, because I don't know if people will be interested in that really. There's the possibility that I only release all my schematics and code somewhere on GitHub so that DIYers can build it themselves. My main problem is that when I build it, I used this Nucleo board, and it's forbidden to sell any product with a Nucleo board inside. So right now I can sell it. If I want to sell it, I'm supposed to swap the Nucleo for some of the board. I've programmed everything with the Arduino framework, so it's quite easy to swap the board for another. But the Arduino board of this format, I mean, the ST are better than all the Arduino. So my idea would be to switch for a Teensy, but the Teensy are very, very powerful boards, and it might be too much, but hell. That's it. Tell me in the comments if you feel like it's a cool device, it's a good idea to try and sell it, or don't bother, you know. Maybe it's not worth the time to try to make something better out of it. Thanks for viewing.